Hi, my name is Dr. Lauren Spohr. I'm a chiropractor in the Houston area. Don't mind my prop of my belly while I record this. It's just a natural place for my hands to go right now. So I want to talk to you briefly about the Lifeline Vitality supplements, which are my favorite supplements I have ever found. So yes, being a chiropractor, we are all fans of supplementation and natural wellness. And usually if you go to a chiropractic office, you're going to find something that they are really supporting. Well, I will be totally honest. When I started, I didn't want to have anything in my office exactly for that reason, and particularly because when it comes to supplementation, to me, talking supplements is almost like talking politics or religion. Usually people have a belief system already. They probably know enough to think they know a lot. And to be fair, when it comes to the market in the US, because of the language we are allowed to use, advertising, our standards, supplements are not regulated by the FDA. So there is a lot of leeway with supplementation in the US. So if you do know a little bit about health and wellness and you know about supplements, it's kind of a scary game. Okay, you always are going to get what you pay for. And when you are looking to find supplements, you really need to research the company that you are looking into, and you need to know where their funding comes from, their sourcing, if everything is bioavailable. It's a rabbit hole. And when you don't know enough about supplementation, it's hard to know why you would want to pay $100 for supplements versus the $20 I can buy at Costco, and if it really makes a difference. So I'm going to keep this as brief as I can and try to limit the science. If you are looking for heavy duty science, I've got hours worth of videos specifically from medical doctors of all kinds, specifically on these supplements, on what's exactly happening on a cellular level. Now, to me, that's super important. I would never put my name on this or put this in my office without having that. But for most people, it's more than they want. To be honest, if you want to try supplements and you want to know if they work, you either feel better or you don't. And not in a way that caffeine affects us, not in an immediate, like, bam, I feel energized, but in a way of the longer you take them, giving them a few weeks for your body to really start to regulate and change some inflammatory processes, some hormonal processes, things like that, you should feel better in numerous body systems. Okay, and what that looks like and what I am suggesting with these supplements, that means you feel better with sleep. Your energy is better, your cognitive function, which usually for most people looks like brain fog. Your digestive tract is more regular, which means you should poop every day. Okay, that is a good thing. Everyone's different on the regularity, but not going, only going once a week, once every 2 weeks, that is not normal. Even I'm a big fan of at least once a day. Okay. What else? Did we already talk about? Sleep, mood, emotional stability, feeling like you have a little more control over your mental game. Healing from injuries, immunity is huge, right? All those kinds of things. That's what you should get from good supplementation. And that's, again, not an overnight quick fix, but that's in the long term, looking back and saying, oh yeah, I really didn't get sick this season, or I have been sleeping a lot better, or I haven't needed that extra cup of coffee or whatever else we go for at 2 o'clock when we kind of hit, the lull of the day. So I'm going to briefly go over the 3 components of the Lifelong Vitality Pack. If this is something you're interested in, whoever sent you this video, get with them, or you can certainly connect with me. And this is a doTERRA specific thing, so you'll want to go directly through the company and directly through your contact. So let's get started. So again, this was not anything I planned on having in my office, and this is what I've used for my prenatals. I'm due any day now. This is how I've grown my baby and had a very healthy and safe pregnancy, and was using these supplements well before that. These are the supplements I would honestly put every single patient on, but it's something I don't necessarily push because, again, I want long-term life effects, and if it doesn't leave the walls of my office, it doesn't really matter. I don't want people to need my hands to heal. I want them to be self-empowered and have good, healthy routines that will help them if I only see them once or never again. And so that means this is what I want my family on. This is what I want, you know, my parents and things like that. So this is literally one of the #1 things I could recommend for optimal health. So you've got options. I'm just going to kind of show you the Satchels. Now these come in different, they do come in 3 big bottles, or they come in the little Satchels, which I like because I get busy and a little ADD sometimes, and this is easy for me to stick in my purse or in my pocket, so that way I know I've taken them. So what this looks like, okay, we've got 3 components. So let's start with kind of the easiest, I think most basic that everyone kind of gets on board with. So we've got your multi, okay? This is a whole foods multi. I would love to think we all eat enough greens, fruits and vegetables to get everything that we need on a daily basis. Most of us, 99% of us, do not, okay? One, we need to look at soil quality. We need to look at food quality. Unfortunately, an apple's not what it used to be 50 years ago. There's just a lot of components to that. Even if you're eating organic, right? Again, because of the standards for what organic or whole foods or all those things means, that's good and that's great and that's better, but most of us still need to supplement in some way. So a whole foods multi is very important because you want to make sure it's bioavailable and bioactive in your body, which just means, are you getting maximum absorption? When things are made synthetically, not from whole foods, our body, it's just not samesies. It's not like and like. Even though we can make things in a lab, and that is a tremendous gift, and we can mass produce, that doesn't mean we get maximum absorption or effectiveness in your body. So you want a multi that is whole foods from real fruits and vegetables and plants and herbs and things like that. So the other thing that's super important in a multi is too much of a good thing is too much of a good thing. Not enough of something is also bad, right? We're kind of all on board with that, but too much of a good thing, getting 3,000% your daily, you know, value of certain things, or really anything, is not good. We want a good bell curve, okay? Disease processes fall on both ends. Some vitamins and minerals you are going to absorb and store in your body. Some you will excrete. And so for some people, when you have too much vitamin C, that looks like having the runs. Where having too much vitamin A means it gets stored in your fat cells, and we don't want too much of that either. So just the appropriate amount of, when you're looking, if you don't do doTERRA, whatever it is, when you're looking at a whole foods multi, it needs to not be too much. Okay, so that's super important. So the thought process behind all of these supplements is we want to keep you in flux and homeostasis, just like food. We eat more than once a day because your body metabolizes. So you want to take these supplements, all 3 of these, okay, 2 of each with breakfast or your first meal of the day. And then I like to do kind of like a mid-afternoon with a snack or with lunch. So that way we stay in homeostasis, where basically your energy levels stay efficient. So I know that sounds like a lot of pills and a lot of swallowing, but again, if you want to have that maximum energy and efficiency and function and really do your body a good service, that's what we're looking at. The nice thing about the whole foods, other than that, of course, I love that it's whole foods, is it has a tummy tamer in it, which just means if you have a little burp, it might taste like thyme or like ginger or caraway or peppermint, something that is more soothing to the tummy. So usually, as long as you take them with food, we don't have a lot of upset stomach issues. So this is pretty standard. Other than that, it's got a lot of really good whole food things in it, some good active enzymes, and then the tummy tamer. Okay, so I think everyone's kind of on board with like a multi. Then let's go to fish oil. So this is plant and marine based, and you can get this in vegan form. Fish oil, again, this is kind of this is a longer conversation. The long and the short of fish oil is we don't get enough of the good fatty acids in our diets, okay, 3, 6, and 9. We actually get a ton of omega-6s usually in inflammation, and we do not get enough of omega-3s to help with balancing a normal inflammatory response. So basically every disease process you can think of, name any of them, and they have some sort of an inflammatory process. Fish oil, other than of course other wonderful benefits of brain and eyes and heart and all that kind of stuff, fish oil helps to keep our inflammatory our inflammatory cells or inflammation down. Okay, so we have a normal and appropriate inflammatory response. Most of America, most people, probably in the world, but especially in America, we have an overabundance of an inflammation in our diet through the foods we eat, through sugars, through alcohol, through being inactive, through honestly, just through breathing and living, right? Through air quality, through lots of, you can consider them as toxins, basically just substances that are not coming from within us, but coming from an outside environment, or that we are ingesting or breathing or absorbing through our skin. So we want to help, that's a later conversation I'll get to with antioxidants. Sorry, jumped ahead, but we want to help with a normal inflammatory response. So since most of us eat way too many omega-6s in our normal diet, even if you're eating pretty clean, it can even just be from you know, the clean foods that we eat. We want to balance with omega-3s. And most of us do not get enough fish in our diet, or good quality fish. So the big thing with omegas, okay, the really big thing is that it needs to be wild caught, not farm raised. Otherwise, it's really just, again, it's the marketing is lovely, but the content, the quality of those omega-3s are probably not actually a ton of omega-3s. So what I love especially, other than that, this is going to be marine-based and plant-based, things like algae, things like that, is that I like that there's some vitamin D in here. We have some, because you want to take your fat absorbed vitamins with fat. So they kind of stuck those in here, which I like. And then it shows you all about your marine-based omega-3s. But what I also really like is that you've got essential oils in here that are wonderful for cellular health, a normal inflammatory response. Again, making sure we don't get too high, okay, on that inflammation. And so things like frankincense and thyme and clove. Clove is the highest antioxidant known to man. Peppermint, again, to help with the tummy tamer. But things that are in here, essential oils, that are really wonderful for, and a very nice complement for overall health and abundance when it comes to cellular physiology and cleaning up and repair and things like that. And I will forget to take frankincense under my tongue every day because I don't particularly love the taste of it by itself. So as long as I took my omegas, I know I got my daily dose of frankincense, which for me means brain health, because frankincense crosses a blood-brain barrier. Frankincense is really good at helping your cell wall stay healed and protected if it is having a hard time battling inflammation or reactive oxygen species, which again, that's getting a little more scientific, but basically the outside invaders that are trying to kind of degrade or harm our cells, okay, stressors, and that can just be from breathing and living. Frankincense is very helpful at helping your cells heal and rejuvenate and stay healthy and alive. So amongst other good oils in here. So I love that they put essential oils in here. It keeps it shelf stable, so you do not have to refrigerate. And then again, I've done a twofer and gotten my omegas and some really important essential oils to help with overall health. So that was a big one for me. And then lastly, the thing that I love the most, other than everything we already talked about, is the alpha CRS. So this is specifically to help your cells be more efficient in their cleaning up process. So I briefly mentioned antioxidants. Antioxidants help to, again, basically scavenge the bad guys in your body that are trying to kind of degrade and destroy. Think of like your body's constantly at war between breakdown and build up, or we need to repair it, okay? And a lot of that is just normal from breathing, digestion, sleeping, building muscle, working out, even if you don't work out, all these things, right? Plus we add in environmental stressors of, again, our food quality is not what it used to be. Our water quality is not what it used to be. We breathe in all kinds of things. I live in Houston. The air quality is not that great. Things are different than they were 100 years ago. We don't work in fields all day, right? We sit at desks instead. So there are different things that we are dealing with challenges, and you want to help your body be most efficient at its metabolic processes. So the alpha CRS, I want you to think about the CRS part, cellular repair, okay, and support. So I want you to think about, this is called the cellular vitality complex. This is sort of like giving your cells, this is more like your body food. This is giving your cells specifically foods, especially your mitochondria. So your mitochondria is where we make energy. This is also kind of like, think of garbage disposal. So again, living is taxing on your body, which is normal for the process, right? But we need to make sure that when you put out the garbage, it gets picked up. You don't want to have garbage that's left over from 2 months if your garbage, truck never came. And so sometimes our body needs help to be more efficient with those processes, or the more efficient we are, the better we feel. A lot of people will think about like doing a cleanse, right? Or feeling like they're getting rid of toxins, things like that. This is going to help your cells function most efficiently. So to me, of everything that we talked about, all of these things are really important. This was the selling point for me on the long term, looking at a lifespan. If I can look at quality of life for health and long term, do I live longer and feel better? This was a big part of it for me. So we've got a cellular longevity blend, which is specifically what it's called, and those are all listed. A bunch of herbs, things like turmeric, and even things like pomegranate fruit, and things that some that you'll recognize and some that you might not. A little bit of frankincense in here. A cellular energy blend, but again, not like caffeine. That's different. We want to give our cells sustainable energy so they can make ATP, which is our energy to live. And then again, the tummy tamer. So you don't need to worry too much about having any rough issues with the supplements. So that was a little bit of science and a lot of it on the supplements, but basically, okay, what you want to go for is, if we're taking the supplements, it's looking at improvement in bone health, GI issues, better sleep, better mood, cardiovascular, stress management, immune function, antioxidant, and DNA repair. That's keeping those cells healthy so that our DNA is not damaged or destroyed. I think you already said energy. If you don't feel better, if you take your supplements and you can't remember if you took them because you don't know if you feel any better, then they're probably not doing anything. I can tell when I don't take these. Yes, I said it's not like an immediate, it's not like a caffeine boost, but especially during pregnancy, if I forgot to take my supplements, I'm usually dragging midday, even after I've eaten food, and food should give us a lot of energy. That was always my cue of, oh yeah, I forgot to take my supplements, or I forgot to take round 2. I feel so much better, so much different when I remember to take my supplements. So we could go on and on and on, but I want you to think of cellular longevity, okay? Things that help with cellular metabolism and being more efficient. So again, energy and lifelong health for your cells. Great essential oils for immunity, for cellular repair, for all kinds of other functions in our body. Once you start learning about essential oils, we can kind of go more into that. Omega fatty acids, right? Plant-based or marine, with some essential oils in there. Bioactive vitamins and minerals. So basically you're actually going to absorb them instead of taking 200% and absorbing 2%. They're gonna be bioactive in your body because like is like. A bunch of antioxidants to help those cells. Think about those are like sending your soldiers to battle, just to make sure that they do their job and they do their part to help with healing and kind of scavenging the bad guys and making sure they don't do too much damage in your body. And then we've got that tummy tamer in there so that we help with keeping everything, okay when you try these. So the best part about all of this, okay, if you're interested in what I just talked about, is your goal, if this is something that you want to do, okay, you want to take this entire box in 30 days, which we talked about, because it's two of these in the morning with your meal, or one packet, and then a second one around lunch or snack time, whenever you feel like you need that second boost. You can literally take all of these within 30 days and decide, no, didn't do anything for me, and send them back to doTERRA, empty bottles, and get your money back. 100% money back guarantee if you take it within that 30-day window, which I think is awesome because I don't really know any supplement company that does that. I will tell you, we are an essential oil company, and supplements are the #1 thing that we sell because they are really clean. They are very clean. And we're talking about whole quality, real quality stuff, and not the marketing scams and things like that. Trust me, I really put this company through the ringer for a very long time, trying to make sure that this was appropriate and that they were what they said they were. And again, the best experiment is testing them yourself. But I do love that they have that money back guarantee. You always get what you pay for. And I think, you know, in the 10 years doTERRA's been around, almost 11, I think like 10 people ever have sent them back, maybe 8. So it is not a common thing, because most people get on the supplements and they just feel amazing. And so what I always tell my patients, okay, is no one cares more about your health other than you. Maybe me, but really you. So if you do not show up for your body every day, set some really good proactive, preventative protocols. If you don't fight for your body and for your wellness right now, because you have to think what you're doing right now is what's going to help you in 10 years, 20 years, 40 years from now, because I don't know how old you are, right? But what you do right now is what is going to carry you into the aging process. So you need to care most, and that preventative, proactive self-care is so, so, so important to take our own responsibility. And I think that's very empowering, not scary, but very empowering, that there are a lot of things we can do that will have such a tremendous result later on in our life and in our future. And to me, this is one of the really important ones, and it's super easy. So again, if you need help, my name is Dr. Lauren Sporer. You can find me through whoever sent you this video, but hopefully whoever sent you this video will help you test them out if you want to try them, and then get you set up so that you can start your nice lifelong vitality supplement journey. And I can't wait to hear how they make you feel, and I really would love some good feedback. So take care. Thank you for listening, and we'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.